Hello, so we are going to be doing a quick walkthrough on the templates for the portfolio and how to get set up. So even the templates that I've shared with you, you can't edit them. You'd have to create them from scratch on your own, but you don't have to start completely from scratch. You can start from the portfolio template. And so the link that I gave you to Google Sites should bring you here. This is what that page should look like. And you may need to set up your own Google account if you don't have Gmail yet or something like that. So if you look up here, these are the templates. And I picked portfolio, and they have the whole thing set up. It is a little bit more intended for like a job type of thing. So we just tweak it. We just make some changes to make it for your educational materials. And down here you can see my recent sites, those that I've been working on. So what you should see is after you start making some or one, you'll have it down here. And then I can check just those ones that I own and so on. Okay, so what I have in one that I've made already is this one for German 201, Deutsch 201. But you can apply it to yours. You would just change up here, or don't even have that course name up there, just have your name up there if you want. So I'm going to walk you through how I got here. Each of these are some of the pages that they start with in the template, and then I added pages. So let me start with how to add pages up here. Okay, so it jumped on me. The way to add pages, let me go back to that. You're going to go over here to make sure you have pages open on this side, and then you just click the plus, then you name a page. So maybe I want to have a separate reflection page for each portfolio. If you want to do that, you can also just incorporate it right within portfolio one, but here's an example. Okay, so as soon as you create that page, it's going to be added up here. If you decide you want to move it, that I think will be kind of simple, but what I'm going to do for now is I don't want this one, so I'm going to delete it, but I just want to show you that you can duplicate it, you can add different information, you can add a subpage. So maybe with portfolio 1, you add a subpage to that for your reflection. There are a lot of possibilities there. Okay, but for now I don't really want this separate page, so I'm going to delete it. Okay, and then you can make up your title for your Kursmappe, your portfolio. So this was just for that template, and again, the header you can change in the themes if you want to do that. So moving on, make sure you have your name on there. This is basically your cover page for your portfolio, and you may need to ignore this. I think I haven't said that yet. I've been cut off with the recording before, so I'm not sure if I said this. Ignore this part because I would have to add you as an editor, and I can do that if you want to just completely borrow this template and just fill it in, but I think you're going to have better luck if you use the Google Sites portfolio template and design it on your own from there, because so much of this is already built in. Alright, so the presentation, I was going to walk you through how I did that. So you want to go to Insert, but these were in the template, and all I did was click on the little icon that was here, and you can see like you can move it around. This whole block you can move around if you want. Alright, so this I added. I'm going to show you how I added that one. Here you click on the little icon, and it's going to look for things that are already in Google Drive, in your Google Drive, so items that you've created. So I have all of these examples of slide presentations that I have made that I could pick, or I could use templates that they have in Google Slides. All right, so say I want to add another one, I would click this one, and then when you click it, you see Insert. Make sure you click that, and then it just goes there. So you don't have to go get a link and add it in and all of that. This makes it look nice too, because you get like kind of your cover image of your Google Slides. For Google Slides, if you're not sure how to do that, if you haven't made one before, it works very closely, very similarly to PowerPoint, PowerPoint's probably the closest one I can think of right now, or Keynote. So you can upload those into Google Slides without having to make a whole new one if you've already made it in PowerPoint. Okay, so this one would be for an image. You can upload, like that's a great idea for where your screenshots of your work could go. You could have multiple versions of this. Like you could have like week 1, like your kind of theme for week 1 here, a theme for week 2, and maybe another set of something like this for week 3. That's just an idea. So these would all be like right here, but this one's kind of like selected work, so you wouldn't need everything on this page. Let's go to Portfolio 1. So this is where really like those, if you're going to break down each week, to show your progress, this would be where you should do that. So write a sentence or 2 sentences to describe your portfolio and the items in it. Make sure you do that, and you can just add these. So like over here you can duplicate the section, and the way I added more was these items over here. So this one I could make collapsible text so it's not there all the time. You can make a table of contents if you want. You can create a placeholder and then add text to it later. And then this one here I think was just a divider. Okay, so this one here is what the table of contents looks like. When I clicked that, it incorporated the things I've already have on the portfolio. Okay, and then this is kind of your blank slate. So if you wanted like week 1 all together, you could do this, or you could put all your speaking items together, all your writing items together. You know, your design really, that's up to you how you'd like to put it together. As long as you're covering all of the elements that are needed, you're good to go. So in here you could select an image. You can change your layout based on these options here. And like anytime it's select an image, like if you want to add a picture, that could be a picture of your work that you've done if it's a workbook for the 201 class, or if it's a screenshot from work that you've done online for the class, that can go there in these image files. So you can have as many of those as you like. You don't have to stick to this template. You can just keep adding images if you want to add an insert like this. There we go. So this is going to have me picking my images from things that I have based on, you can see like screenshots that I have in there. Alrighty, so it's going to first look for things that are in your Google Drive, but you can upload things from your computer if you don't have them in your Google Drive already. Alright, so I think that's pretty much the run through. I'm going to just say down here, here we go. So like this is a document I had in Google Docs. Those are the set of instructions for the portfolio. So I was able to add that just from clicking on a doc, like Google Doc, which is here. So say I want to add one here, then I could go Docs, and then it's going to pull up on this window, and I can pick which of my files that I already have in Google Docs that I'd like to put there. Alright, so that one was this here, and again you're going to have that option to insert. Okay, so it's pretty simple setup. That's why I recommended this one. You can get lost in it with having a lot of things, and if you organize it in some way that makes sense to you, that should work for me. You might want to have headings where you label what those things are, like if you've organized it by the week 1, week 2, week 3, for example, or if you've organized it by type of material, you know, exercises as one, videos, your blog, your podcast, you know, those kinds of things that you're creating, you might have a heading that's separate for those, but that's up to you. Alrighty, I think that's everything, and I'm almost at my 10-minute limit that I've set for myself. So again, any questions, please do post them either in the Q&A forum or email to me. Alrighty, have a good day. Cheers.